يعطيك ألف عافية
May
روضة.
God
بس أنا صراحة
bless you. But I wonder how were they able to live without a mobile phone for about 3 months? How did you manage to adapt yourself to that? Yes, 100%. You go from one app to another. So, God bless you all. You have given us a hard time. Wonderful. Now, the second session would be held and presented by an excellent student who is studying at Lewis and Clark University, American University. He made a student club to have volunteers work for hundreds of hours to serve society. He was nominated to get the International Peace Award by Davis Institution in the United States of America. Let's all hear the story of Hamdan al-Amri in this session. May peace be upon you. May Lord put my heart in ease for me and ease my task for me and untie the knot for my tongue, that they may understand my speech. I'd like to introduce myself to you. I'm Hamdan al-Amri. And today the story that I'm telling is the story of inspiration that resulted from pain. I would like to talk to you about the International Peace Award that taught me an important lesson, and I learned a thinking skill. How many of you have heard about the skill of design thinking? Brilliant, wonderful. We will learn together today. Right. The clicker is not working, guys. Logistics, brilliant. So the 5 steps, the practical practice and the keys and secrets, and we can summarize this by a story of international peace. How does this clicker work? Wonderful. It works like magic if they use it. Possibly, you're blessed. All right, wonderful. Let's do next. Right, before that, excellent. Let's start with the first question, interactive question. The first question is, what is the hadith that talks about paradise that we can abstract from this image? God bless you. What's your name? Nada. Please applause for Nada. Nada got the first point. You will get a simple reward. Okay, next, as Nada said, whoever takes a path upon which to obtain knowledge, Allah makes the path to paradise easy for him. Good, Nada. You will take the reward later. Our target is to take the path to lead to paradise, and that would be our intention. Next, please. What my mother didn't say. This is what I published last, who will be a gift for our winner today. In this book, you will find a section that talks about the self-journey and pleasures, and I talk about the International Peace Award in details. Next, please. Some suffering is inspiration. Once when I was a child, when we went to Egypt, and I was about this age, 7 years old. While we were walking in Egypt, in the streets, I saw some children selling things under the bridges. At night, I've noticed that some children sleep on cupboard boxes under the bridges. I asked my mother, because I was shocked. I asked her, what do these children do here? Why aren't they home? She told me, the streets are their houses. And it was the biggest shock in my life that I've had when I was a child. I discovered that traveling, it means to discover ourselves and the world that we're living. This shock remained with me for years. I thought that home is something guaranteed for all of us. As a child, I thought that home, food, essentials are present for everyone, available for everyone. I wasn't aware that some children my age do not have pillows or shelters. Next, please. This pain grew with me, and it was inside me, this power, this energy, until I enrolled at university. In the first year in university, I saw stickers about the International Peace Award. This reward, so if you make a proposal or a project and could convince the foundation, an international foundation, if you can convince them with your project, they would give you money to proceed with your idea. While I was sitting like you, listening to them talking about the reward in a chair, I imagined the Egyptian children and doing some camping project with them. I felt a big responsibility towards these children because my inside or internal pain. I went to the coordinator and explained, and I want to be in the organization. I said I want to be enrolled in it. The advisor told me that my English is weak. You should focus a bit on improving your English first. The award will take a lot of time. And this will lead us to the second part. The next slide, please. The second point is the people that would make you feel depressed out of love. How many of you people got depressed from somebody out of love? Because if I like you, I give you some advice. Those who like you cause worse depression than those who are your enemies. Those who like you and depress you would cause you confusion. You wonder whether to listen to them or not. They could be very closely related to you. Your dad, your mom, your brother. They have goodwill towards you. This was the big challenge to me. I did whether to listen to them or not. I said, okay, let's not listen to them. And this is what I said. That pain, I turned it to energy. Do I do something towards these children? Yes, let's do it. So after classes, I tried to form a team and find a big challenge to convince American students, to tell them that I will go to do a project in Egypt. What is referred to Arab Spring Revolution. I always received emails from them saying that I don't think that this would work. So this was a big challenge for me to find an enthusiast team that would go to me to Egypt. You know, what is referred to Arab Spring Revolution. I could have 4 individuals in my team with my intention to make a camp for these children. We had objectives to teach the children the main lessons, like a curriculum, so that from which they can learn main lessons. What are the things that you think we have focused on in that area? Excellent. Give hope. Yes. Patriotism. Yes. Close. Children in that area, when they see the revolutions and the way they express themselves, they see destruction and shouting and violence. What do you think they needed there? What's the message they needed to give hope to others? What's your name? Qais. Applause to Qais. Brilliant. Conversation, communication, effective communication. Today, effective communication is a very important tool. This child, when he saw that violence would take somewhere bad, he would have this idea embedded in his head that it is not, if I have something to say, I will go for violence. So the streets were plenty of full of wars and violence. Therefore, we focused, as Qais said, on communication and so on and so forth. So we formed that curriculum with the experts of psychiatrists at university and elsewhere. After 2 years of work, or let's say 1.5 years of continuous work, I learned a lot. I learned about financial accounting, how to make the balance or balance sheet, and etc. My poor English was a disadvantage. The advisor was right when she told me to improve my English. I did not focus in this regard a lot, but she was right. The project gave me a lot of skills. After these years, we applied for the proposal, and we waited eagerly for the result. The team was named WWW. Every W has its meaning. W stands for something, which is where we will. Okay, 2 points. You got 2 points. We will win. That's the acronym. And then we received the results, and it was an international contest, as I told you. We were shocked to discover that we were not qualified and we lost. So I have seen that all of my dreams were evaporating, and I written this expression. We all have dreams that fell in a bin of wishes. If your dreams fall, go and recycle them. Hopes are either goals that are able to be reached, or dreams that perish as we wake up. I ask myself about my hopes. Are they able to be realized, to come true, or just a dream? Dream that would just stop when you wake up and open your eyes. Then I imagined the Egyptian, or rewind that image when I was a kid and when I was a child, and I saw those Egyptian people, Egyptian children again, and this gave me a humongous amount of power to continue and perceive. We would change something in the project. That's what I told myself. What could it be? I started. If you were in my position there, what would you have changed? I started to ask people around. And I started designing programs for children, etc. But I've never decided to go to the Egyptian children directly. I've never decided or thought about going to Egypt and talking or listening to them talking. Oh, God bless you. What's your name? You are brilliant. You are wonderful. One must live with the situation to be able, or to cope with the situation to be able to improve. What's your name? Aya. Aya, I'll give you 1 million dirhams, and I will tell you, come to us and do this project for orphans. We'll be enthusiasts. We'll be motivated. You would say, I will do this, I will do that, and you will have ideas, but you have to tell yourself, stop. Don't make assumptions that you are in his shoes. When you think about seeing him at that position 20 years ago, it doesn't mean that you can feel his feeling, that we had what he has been through. This is what I did. I had a holiday and I decided to go to Egypt. So I talked to my friend and we went to Egypt. We listened to the children with no shelter. We went to organizations that take care of them. So I listened to them and I compared. The camps that we made were boring. we talk and they listen and so on and so forth. No. So hotels and all, I thank to God that we didn't win the project, because the thing that we have done was rigid. If we win the contest, we will win the contest, but we would lose the children. There were a lot of mistakes in that project as I used to speak, and some others, other foreigners spoke. I learned the most important lesson: one must live and cope with the environment. Rami, brilliant answer. Hello. So I opened my account and I was looking for the file that I was looking for. I've noticed, as you said before, first of all, I had a project that fit the Syrian society to deal with the Syrian problems, and it wasn't accepted because it doesn't fit that environment. So obviously 9 months would not be sufficient to understand everything, but I had to change the 150 degrees to Emirati cultures to help the project succeed. The first step you do before any project is to go to the target group and listen to them, read gestures. In Syria, we discuss things differently than we do over here. And here, if we do, or the way we do it here, it doesn't go along with the way that we do in Syria. So in order to do a project, you have to study the environment first of all, and then that you can proceed with your project taking place. Design thinking. Before any step you do, don't suppose that you are a customer or think like a customer. No matter what your target is, go to that target, go to that audience, listen to them and read their body language, read their facial expressions. It's not sufficient or enough to say that I've met that person once before, and this is what I have done. I went to Egypt, and I sat and I played with the children. I did not book a hotel to meet them elsewhere. I met there where they were playing. Where they sit, I go and sit with them. Where they live, where they stay, I go and stay with them. I listen to them. I listen to what they say. This helped me a lot, and it was the most important step. Why? Because in the design thinking steps, sympathy is very important. You would understand your client. You understand what's their need, so that you can give them a better service. You have to understand them. And this applies not only in this regard of volunteer work, but also in business. Maybe Ace has company. If you want to serve your customer better, you have to apply this idea. You must learn from them and hear from them. Sympathizing means sitting with the customer and listening to what they have to say. Sympathy, what do you mean? Means to sit and actively listening to what they have to say. Every step is different from the other, but today I'm focusing on each stage at a time, as the time is limited. So the sympathy subject, we will talk about it later on, but shall I bring Rami, for example, some clothes and give him directly according to my taste, or what shall I do before that? I will take your measurements, right? Excellent. So you understand his taste. As Sarah said, you would understand what is his taste and what does he want. So when you sit with children, they don't like lectures, they like games. So I decided to replace everything on our curriculum with learning through games. So I went to those children, and we've seen that they had a very ancient house next to the sea. So he said, why do we invest somewhere else? Why don't we rehabilitate this place so that they can use later on? So the idea from the story is that don't be sad, don't cry over spoiled milk. And this is something that I've mentioned before. You have to be satisfied and convinced that that is your destiny. Okay, accept your loss. You say thank God. But when you are satisfied with what you do, and that is pretty much it, you don't want to do anything about it, that is weakness. You have to give more. And I will give you this expression that has changed my life. I will tell you that just after doing some amendments, and those amendments that we've done in our curriculum, we applied again and then we won the prize. And thank you very much. And the prize goes to Nada. Thank you very much. I hope that you have enjoyed this output. Please, if you want to get in touch with me, do not hesitate. This is my account on Instagram. I put my courses and programs and whatever input I do. So God bless you all. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate. Hello to you and hello to all the attendees. My name is Ryan Mahfouz, and I am a member of the youth leaders from Lebanon. Frankly, when I saw your slide, I made a reflection to the project I was making personally, and I've noticed or took your story as an example and adapted it to my project. I had a project in the education and noticed that I didn't define the problem correctly and didn't limit the audience or precise the audience in a meticulous way. Normally people would say to you, don't exaggerate, or like don't do a broad research, you have to do meticulous research. So I've learned from this, I've learned my lesson, and I got the opportunity to win lots of awards and solve problems. The last project is which is called Shooting Stars, which is a project that helps people with disabilities to excel in sports and become professionals in sports. It is important, along with what you said, it is important to sympathize with the group and understand them to improve in their case. There are things that we have to update. There are updates every time, otherwise there will be no continuity or ability to provide a better service. And thank you very much indeed. It is a pleasure to cooperate with you all and to contact you and get in touch with you all. So if you would like so, please do not hesitate. With Rami, with Qais, all of you. And it's lovely to hear comments and inputs such as this one. Our projects are mostly media educational, but we also do plays, and it is a complete course curriculum, but we do that through plays and mostly media. So we have plays for children. Who could sponsor us? Good question. If it is, so media, you you can go for Imagination Abu Dhabi. They do court metrage and they do long films as well. But if it is with regards to society, we are today with Mohammed bin Rashid organization. They would help you in this regard. So try to contact them and see a collaboration opportunity with them, whether if it is a governmental, non-governmental or private. Everybody wants to take a look on these projects and get or delve in details in them. So Mohammed bin Rashid organization is a must see. You have a beautiful question. Of course, I have done it in a coincidence. I felt a need. I've done it according to their need. So I decided to go to Egypt. So I made a plan, and after 2 years in university, I've been enrolled in a course, and I said to myself, I wouldn't be able to do any, provide any better service if I don't go there myself and experience the thing myself. But beautiful question. Here, I believe that we shall now conclude the session. Thank you very much indeed, and see you in another opportunity. Thank you very much indeed, my brother Hamdan. That was very inspiring. Dear audience, ladies and gentlemen, we'll start now the third session in the youth organization with the coordination of the UN organization. In the third session with Fatma Al-Blushi, who will tell us today more about her success story.